The tornado affected overall some 450 homes with some level of damage, but as we know, it came through the southern part of our city and it hit very hard the Oaklawn neighborhood, the Panera Mobile Home Park, and in those locations alone there were over 100 homes that were destroyed.
We came out and it looked like a war zone. There was fire everywhere, debris. You couldn't even really recognize anything.
The first thing I did that morning was, like I said, told my daughter, let's go, we got to do something to help. And I went down to the Red Cross shelter, and I did not know that you had to go through a process in order to go in and help. So I left very disappointed. I was just heartbroken.
A nice lady came up and met me right outside the Red Cross. Her name was Terry.
A gentleman just with his head hung down, and I said, Katie, come here. I said, let's go talk to him.
She came up talking to me and asked me, if I was from the tornado, what had happened, what we would need and stuff, and she wanted to help.
He's just devastated. He lost everything he owned. His daughter, who lived near him, and their grandchildren lost everything they owned.
I introduced her to my wife, and they got together and talked, and she brought us into her home for a few days.
They needed warmth. They needed someone to comfort them and talk to them, and not a whole lot of people will do that, but I just had to do it.
We take care of my mother. She's 87. She has a little dementia, and she was really, really confused and cold, and we need to get her somewhere into a home where she could feel like she had a little bit of normalcy.
I stayed at the house and watched Grandma while my husband went and helped them dig through the rubble as soon as they could get in there to try to find any of their belongings.
It was just amazing to have somebody there who cared.
Terry really put her own family's needs into consideration and then said, we need to do this. We need to do something else for this family. So an extension of the recovery process really makes a big difference. They could feel like they belonged and that someone was continuing to provide them with what they needed to stay together as a family, which is very difficult to do sometimes in these kinds of situations.
I really just want to thank them with all my heart.
I had help when something happened to me. Where would I have been without that help? I think everybody needs to join in and help at least somebody.
No one person, no one organization can meet the needs of everyone who's affected by these types of storms. So, we need everyone to respond.
A stranger walks up to me and just says, I want to help. That was the best feeling I ever had.